Welcome back to Beyond the Dugout, presented by Visit Las Vegas. I am with the Law Dog, Lawrence Butler. Lawrence, you, my friend, have signed a deal that will keep you in green and gold for a very long time. I, as well as a lot of other A's fans, are very excited about that for a lot of different reasons. You were actually vocal about the idea of a new wave of athletics coming through. This is a new time. It's a new moment for the green and gold. How cool does it feel for you to be such a big part of this evolution?
I mean, it feels amazing. I mean, like as a kid, this is kind of what you dream of, get drafted by a team, come up through the minor leagues, and get a contract, and just be able to, be one of the catalysts of, the new group that's brought in, with you and, just everything that's going around with the organization, kind of, centers around, what you and your group has going on. So, I'm really excited. My new group's really cool. We good, as y'all can see. I mean, we got a lot of young talent, good talent. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. We're playing really good ball, and I'm ready for us to, get to Vegas and show Vegas what we can do.
Dripping with talent, I might say. And you use the word catalyst, and I love that because I think a lot of folks who might not be aware of who you are, where you come from, want to know things like who was your catalyst? Who was your dude on the poster? Who was the guy that was motivating the Law Dog when he was a mini Law Dog before he grew up to be the big bad Law Dog?
I would say just me being from Atlanta, I watched a lot of, Chipper Jones,
sure,
Andrew Jones, I like just over, they didn't play it back when I was young and in my area, but I liked watching Ken Griffey. Those guys just kind of stood out to me. They kind of stood out as they step on the field. It's everybody's I want to be like him.
Sure.
I want to be that dude. That's the guy. You think of the Braves, you think, oh, this is Chipper's team. So, I just kind of would love to watch. I used to love to watch them play and just watch them, how they carry themselves on and off the field.
Well, that I want to be like him. I want his baseball card. I want his jersey. Mm-hmm. That is already happening. I'm feeling the effects of that at my house. I don't have enough closet space for all these damn Law Dog jerseys that are popping up. How cool is it to feel like you are, and I'll say it, you are quickly becoming not only a household name, but you are quickly becoming somebody that the players, your teammates, and I would say young players, but you're a young player yourself, but somebody that these players can lean on and can go to because of the example that you're setting.
I mean, it feels amazing. I always wanted to be one of those guys, in the league to where, kids are I want to be like him. I want to grow up to be Lawrence Butler. And, that just, it puts a smile on my face every time. Every time I'm out in the field, home or away, I see Law Dog jerseys or Butler jerseys. It's an amazing feeling. It's something I probably will never get old of.
Oh, no, it doesn't get tired at all, my friend. I love seeing it because I know how much excitement surrounds this young group and knowing you are such a big part of it. What has been the biggest challenge for you entering this season as a big leaguer? It's understood that when we get here, we can feel the game. We probably are shocked by moments in the game that we weren't prepared for, and it's understood because you've never been here. Mm-hmm. But now, having been here and having made the impact that you have made, looking back, what has been one of the bigger hurdles that you've had to clear?
I would say just me realizing that, I'm circled up on the lineup card for the other team. Mm-hmm. It's just knowing that I'm not the guy they don't know a lot about anymore. I'm not trying to, establish myself anymore. It's more teams know I'm a good player, so, they're going to attack me different. And, I just got to be a little bit more cautious of that, just, making adjustments, knowing how they're going to pitch me, knowing that, they know that I'm a good player. So, it's really just adjusting to them making the adjustments to me. And, it's just like baseball, back and forth game, and, cat and mouse with you in the pitcher. So it's really just, figuring out ways to, figure out what teams are trying to do to me.
This life goes so much further beyond the field. So we're going to go beyond the dugout, presented by Visit Las Vegas. And I want you to kind of peel back the layers, because I have a great idea of who you are. You are an interesting dude, an intelligent dude, and you have a lot of things that drive you outside of just the game of baseball. I know you and the boys back home are in the studio. I know you're laying tracks, you're spitting bars. Can you talk about kind of what having that outlet with the boys outside of the diamond means to you, and how you're able to tap into that, and how that kind of gives you just a release?
I would say it's me and my friends, it's just like therapeutic.
Sure.
You know, I have a bad game, you know, I might not want to talk in the clubhouse after the game, you know, I might not just want to talk to nobody, but I know if I go home and play the game with my boys or get on a FaceTime call with my boys, instantly changes. You know, I instantly just feel like, you know, I don't even remember what I did in the game that day. So, you know, just the relationship me and my bros have, and it's with a lot of them on this team too, that, you know, we could just, once we leave the field, it's like, you know, baseball's done. And we can kind of just, you know, talk about whatever, you know, however we're feeling, you know, we kind of get it off our chest, and it just being around each other and just talking to each other just makes us feel like, you know, that bad day we just had, it doesn't mean anything. And, you know, life goes on, because, you know, there's always a life outside of baseball. And, you know, it's pretty hard for, you know, young guys in the league to separate that, because, you know, they feel like baseball will identify who they are off the field. But, you know, it's two different worlds. You got your Lawrence Butler on the field, and you got Lawrence Butler off the field. And, you know, I just kind of try to keep both of them separate and, you know, just enjoy life off the field. You know, it's a whole lot more to life than just baseball. So, you know, I try to enjoy it. I love to go rap. Love to play video games. I love to just, you know, just do a lot of stuff outside of the game that'll kind of just, you know, allow me to, you know, just reset my mind.
Sometimes it feels like people think you just hop on the ride in your uniform, show up, drive up to the batter's box and get out, right?
Exactly.
Go 4 for 5, drop a couple bombs, and then get back in the whip in your uniform
and go to sleep. Nah,
it's very different.
It's a whole different life. I mean, we got you here majority of the day, but it's like you still gotta, you know, some of them have families. You know, they go home and, you know, they got to be a dad to their kid and be a husband to their wife. So, I mean, you got to kind of separate. You can't go home being mad at them because you had a bad game. It's like, it's not their fault.
No.
Like, you know, it's just baseball. That's just what happens. So, you know, I kind of just take a little bit from them and seeing them how they can just separate it, you know, try to add it to my book and just, you know, just kind of go home and just, you know, relax and just remember that, you know, I'm a person outside of baseball. I have a personality, I have a life, and, you know, everything isn't about baseball.
I love how you put that, because it's almost like people do forget at times that you bleed just like a regular, real human being.
I'm a regular person that just play baseball.
But you might be doing superhero type stuff on the field, and that's why people look at you like, but you got a cape attached to you somewhere. I know you don't bleed like I do. Understanding the kind of energy and the kind of vibe that you create just as a human being, as an individual yourself. You're one of the dudes who, when you walk into a room, you light it up. I mean, it's a $500 million smile. And a lot of the energy that you bring to the table has been something that has been a big part of the culture for the Athletics for a long time. Is that something that you were aware of before you got here, or is the energy that you bring to the table something that just comes packaged with the Law Dog, like take it or leave, like you're getting what you're getting?
I would just kind of say it stems from me growing up. You know, like I would say when I was young, you know, the majority of the travel ball teams I played on were all black, and we would play against all white teams, and like we would go to the games and like, you know, we would just be happy to play. Like we would have energy, you know, we would dish talk, you know, we would just have fun doing it, because that's just kind of how we grew up. Like it would just be like real competitive. So I feel like with me in the clubhouse, it's just like I want everybody to feel like we on the same page. I want everybody to have fun, because, you know, you play better like that.
Sure.
Like you play way better when, you know, all of y'all are on the same accord. Everybody's having fun. Everybody, you know, we know each other on and off the field. Like it's not no animosity between anybody. You know, you just go out there, have fun. You know, your boys got your back. So, you know, I just tried to always carry that with me, you know, every level I played at, everywhere I went to go play, you know, so it just kind of makes the team, it just makes it more fun to play baseball, you know, when everybody's having fun and just, you know, getting along with each other. It's like travel ball. Like, I mean, I remember all my travel ball memories are fun. Like, I just remember having fun, being with the boys. Even if we lost, I'm going to my boy house after the game and we going to go have fun with our guns or something like that. Like, so that's kind of how I want, you know, the big league clubhouse to be like. I don't know what it used to be like back in the older days, but I just know my generation, I just want everybody to just have fun, everybody be one team, and, you know, we just go out there and play good baseball.
Some days are long, some nights never end.
Beyond the Dugout, presented by Visit Las Vegas. Now let's talk about time away from the ball field, right? Game's over, season's done. It's time to look at the calendar. It's time to look at the map and figure out where we're going. Well, I'm going to take care of that for you. We're going to Vegas. You and the boys are going to Vegas. What's on the docket, my dude? What are we doing? Are you somebody who wants to go see sights and sounds? Is there a crazy mafia museum I can cruise through? Is there a dope show that's popping off at the Sphere? Like, are you Cirque du Soleil watching people do all kind of flips and junk? Like, what are we doing?
I would say I like to enjoy the finer things in life.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna for sure go eat at the nicest restaurants.
Okay, 5-star in it?
Yeah, I wanna lock in with all the owners of the nicest restaurants. I wanna lock in with all the owners of the coolest casinos.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanna experience the nice things in life. I love going sightseeing. Every once in a while, we can go to a club, have some fun with the boys. I just like to enjoy life. I love cars, love going to go see outdoor nature stuff. Yeah, just really just like to just really enjoy the finer things of life. Because, you see a lot of, I would say me as a kid, I would see a lot of stuff on TV. Like, I just see things on TV and I would be like, dang, I can't wait until I have the opportunity to go experience these things that I see on TV and see people doing. So, I just love to go and just enjoy myself. I love to have fun, and you really don't see me like outside of the field not in a good mood or not having fun. Like, I always just want to have good fun, have good vibes, and just everybody around me just having fun.
All right, ready to go. Hot air balloon ride, or are we at the rooftop bar lounge at nighttime enjoying ourselves? Which one are we doing? We're doing it both?
Rooftop bar lounge. I don't know about a hot air balloon.
Come on, Law.
I tried, but it got to be full safety proof to make sure nothing bad gonna happen. I for sure want to go to the like a top. I love scenery, so like if it's a nice scenery. And I feel like, it's a nice aesthetic that, me and some of my friends or me and another person can go enjoy. I would for sure love to go do that. And just, that's really about it. I can't wait to buy my house out there.
Ooh, buddy, have we already been kicking the tires?
I've been on YouTube looking at like some crazy houses in Vegas, and I'm gonna just take pieces that I like from all the different houses.
I see you working.
One big law dog house.
Well, there's that's gonna be a big dog house, my man. Big dog house.
It's gonna be a big dog house.
You already alluded to it. Can you tap the folks in and let them know what we're whipping around? Because you enjoy the finer things in life, and you have got some sick whips, my friend.
We're not done yet. So I got the 2023 last call jailbreak Hellcat. Mm-hmm. That's my baby.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that thing in action.
Yeah, that's my baby. And I got the 2025 Escalade V-Truck. So them my two babies right now. I'm gonna keep getting some more cars because I'm a car guy and I love cars. But yeah, that's what we driving around right now. And I actually got to meet one of the owners of like a Cadillac dealership out there.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. He was a cool dude, and I hope I could lock in with him. Maybe he can throw me some free cars. Some little promo deal.
I see you working.
Yeah,
I see you working.
Yeah, I love cars. I like to be able to do some type of business with cars too in the future.
Love that. That. Well, your love for it shows, the passion shows, because you do not cut corners in that area, my friend, and you come correct daily.
Yeah.
I want to circle back now. Last question I want to ask you, because you have, and we touched on it, made such an impact on the field, off the field, in the community. The friendships and the relationships that I watch you grow and develop. It's truly special to watch somebody your age move about with the experience that you do. It's impressive. I want you to look internally for just a second now and share with us, what does Lawrence Butler want to achieve in this game, and what does Lawrence Butler need to do? I'm not talking about starting right now. I just mean as we move forward in the future. What does the Law Dog have to do to continue to make sure he is headed in that right direction?
Just stay grounded, stay humble. I actually, like, we in Baltimore right now, Adam Jones getting his jersey retired.
Yes.
Like, I want to be a type of guy like that. He walks in anywhere in Baltimore, everybody knows him, everybody loves him in the community, and he's probably got a bunch of little kids from Baltimore, like, I want to grow up to be like Adam Jones. And, to be able to do that, you just got to be a good person, good, genuine person with a good heart. you know, just help out the community, even though you might not be from that area. You know, just want to give back to the kids in the community and the families in the community. And, you know, I want to be that for Vegas. You know, I want to be all on the billboards. I want people to be like, you know, Lawrence Butler was a great person. You know, everybody loved him on and off the field. You know, I can be a person on the field, but I want people to be able to say I was a great person off the field. And, you know, I just want to be a Vegas stature. You know, we were the first baseball team to ever play in Vegas. So, you know, I want to be remembered as, you know, just a great person and a great team, you know, kind of started a revolution for Vegas baseball.
Well, my man, you are every bit the player that can make that impact. And I think for the folks that are going to sit down and watch this, they understand that you are every bit and more so the human being that can make that happen. I have been fortunate enough to understand who you are. You and I have gotten to know each other, and I can't wait for the folks to continue to get to know who Lawrence Butler truly is, not only the athlete, but the human being, because both of those individuals are very, very special.
I appreciate that, DB.
Law Dog, thanks for the time, brother.
No problem.
We'll catch up soon, maybe in a hot air balloon.
Hey, come on now.
Beyond the Dugout, presented by Visit Las Vegas.